So at another one of my jobs, I worked at a snowboard and bike store as well. We got a new manager at our store because it's a corporation, so sometimes we had to change in management. So our new manager didn't know anything about bikes or boards, and she was trying to rearrange things, put the bindings in places that didn't make sense to make it more aesthetically pleasing, but there were bindings that were female bindings going with the male snowboards, and it was going to be confusing, especially for new staff members to learn the different types of bindings, because some of them aren't obvious as to which one is which because they don't have labeled. So what I ended up having to do was talk to her and tell her about the different types of bindings and snowboards and how they fit together, and help her make the display so that it actually made sense, especially from the point of view for a customer, because really in the end it's all about the customer understanding which things go together. You don't want a guy coming in and wanting a women's binding, but he has a size 13 foot. He can't fit into it. And so in the end, it just works out a lot better for the customer, and I just kind of had to explain that to her. And in the end, she ended up understanding, and it was all right after all. I was a bit anxious. It's always hard to talk to a superior about new aspects of a job, especially when, although they've been in the profession for longer, they haven't been at your specific store. And she also didn't really understand that our store was a lot less corporate than our other locations. So it was really the difference in talking to her and explaining to her, and I think that was a little nerve-wracking, but she was very understanding and ended up all right. It was important for me to consider that I can't talk down to someone who is above me. I really didn't want to come off as condescending, and I really just wanted to help her out and not make it so that she felt unwelcome or uncomfortable, because really that's someone I'm going to have to work with for a very long time, and I really want to have a good relationship with them in the long run. I chose my approach because it seemed to be the path of least resistance almost. It seemed to be the easiest way to get the idea across, to put it in context of customer needs. And so the reason why I chose that was because I knew that she knows what the customer wants. She's been working as a manager for quite a while, so I knew that she would want ultimately the same things when they're explained. So at my job at my snowboard and bike store, there are different levels. So there are kind of the managers, who are the store managers. They work on the floor. There are just the regular employees who sell products, and there are the shop guys. So the shop guys do all the repairs on bikes and snowboards. They set up bindings in the winter, or they do quality checks in the summer on bikes before people take them out on test rides. So I made sure that I made a really good relationship with the guys who were in the shop, whether that was if they were working alone, making sure to get them lunch because they weren't allowed to take a lunch break, or whether that was just chatting with them when I had the time. And that really benefited me because in terms of when I had a customer, and I needed help with something. Like, I had a customer who was in a big rush and I needed to get the bike done ASAP. Like, they'd push my bike to the front of the line because, like, everyone else is bringing down bikes at the same time. And they'd really help me out and make sure that I was able to make the sale. During this situation, I felt really good. I really love to make strong connections with my coworkers, so it really wasn't a challenge particularly, but I really did enjoy just being around them because they were really good guys who worked down in the shop, and I thought like that they're good friends to have even outside the workplace. Important things to consider in this situation is that I wanted to be genuine. I didn't want to come off as like schmoozing them. Like, I didn't want them to feel like I was sucking up to them. I wanted them to think of me like any other person, not just like another part-time employee who worked at the store, and I really wanted them to enjoy like when we had time together. Like, I chose my approach because I really value the relationship I have with all my coworkers. I think that it's really important for everyone in a store to get along, because that really avoids conflict and people like mishandling things in terms of customers because of a personal issue.